Let's talk about expectations for breastfeeding as a first-time mom. I had a very hard time with breastfeeding at first and almost gave up. And I'm so glad that I didn't, but I think a huge reason I almost gave up was because I didn't have the right expectations. So the first thing I will say is that breastfeeding at the very beginning can be uncomfortable and it will hurt a little bit, but it should not be like toe curling pain. I'm telling myself that like this is what it is, this is normal, and just like toughen it out. But it did get to a point where like I was honestly dreading nursing. Like I would cry and I just felt so much guilt over the fact that like I just did not want to be doing it. That honestly I was doing it wrong at first. I'm almost 4 months postpartum and Wesley does exclusively breastfeed. He gets 1 bottle a day just so he doesn't start to reject them, but I'm really glad that I didn't give up. Another expectation that I feel like it's fine, I just didn't know, is that it will take like 2 to 4 weeks for your body to figure out what it's doing and for your nipples to get adjusted. And that's a lot of time. I honestly thought after like a couple days of doing it that everything should be feeling good and feeling normal. And once I knew that, like once someone told me that that was what to be expecting, I completely flipped my mindset and was like, I just need to get through this, able to do it, compared to feeling like I was doing something wrong, that it wasn't getting better. And something that I don't think enough people talk about that I did not know is that if you're going to be breastfeeding, anytime you give a bottle, you need to be pumping during that time. I did not know that, and I'm glad that I learned that quick enough that it didn't affect my supply, but you need to be constantly telling your body when your baby's eating so it knows how much to regulate. I feel like everyone talks about the fact of like dads can help out by giving a bottle to let mom sleep a little longer, when in reality that's not necessarily true. Other ways that dads can help a lot, and giving a bottle still does help, so that when you wake up you are just pumping and going right back to bed rather than giving the bottle, pumping, changing the diaper, all the things. So like it does help a lot to still have your partner be involved, which I do need to make a side video on that because there's a lot I learned with my partner to finding something, a routine that works. And one of the things that seems like obvious, but I was really bad at doing early on, was while you are nursing and your body's figuring it out, especially your nipples, you need to baby them. I would put like nipple balm on like here and there. I would ice them here and there. When I got to the point where I was like, we are making this happen, I was putting on nipple balm after every time that I nursed, making sure that I was putting cooling pads on, ice packs, really taking care of myself, because when I started taking care of myself, it just kept getting better and better feeling to nurse. And now it is one of the highlights of my day. And above all, it is so convenient. So I want to share more on my actual experience and the products that have absolutely made it possible for me to get this far. So be sure to let me know any other questions and I will hopefully get more videos on this out soon.